Hi, good evening, everyone. I think it's been very long that we had an session, right? So, how are you? I hope everyone is doing great, and everyone was eagerly waiting for today's session, which is on year-end processing. I think it will be a very interesting session for you as well because a lot of you people's work would be dependent. I mean, all of your employees' work leave balance would be dependent on this step itself, the thing which we are taking to take care today. Right. So there was a question like, will this be session recorded? Yes. Yes, Anandraj. So today's session would be recorded. I again invite, thank you everyone for joining today's call. Right. So today's session would be more onto this year-end process, like how do we start and complete all the steps and how do we carry forward all the lead types. Okay, so as people are still joining, we have till now 153 attendees. So we'll wait for five couple of minutes, and we'll begin the sessions sharp at 4 5 p.m. Okay, thank you. So right, so I'm back. So since it's 4 5, so without much delay, we'll try to begin our session. Right, as I mentioned in the earlier, so today's session would be on the leave year-end process, like how do you carry forward certain leaves and how do you expire all the leave types at the year until 31st December. Okay, so how do you create a new leave plan again for the next year, which is 2022. Okay, so we'll cover everything in this. So basically, firstly, why year-end processing is that important in every organization. Okay. Mm, Firstly, it's very important because see, whenever you complete one calendar year, right? So there would be certain leave types which need to be carried forward and which need to be expired, or there would be some number of leaves which need to be given as an leave encashment. Okay, so there would be certain leave types as an privilege leave. Okay, where some organizations choose to be giving as 8 as carry forward, and rest of the leave types would be given it as encashment. Correct. Right. Okay, so all these would be covered in this, like how do the encashment works, how do the carry forward work. We'll be covering everything. Okay, so basically this session would be more about the year and the companies whose calendar year is from Jan to December. Okay, so in case if your leave calendar is from April to March, I think you need to wait for 3 more months. Okay, so right, so as Parita is mentioning in in their company, it's SL and CL will get lapsed. Okay, so as per your policy, if you are doing the year-end process, so what are the steps need to be taken first? I'll help you out with all this. Right. So without much delay, let me quickly share my screen. Let me please just confirm. So right, I'm sharing you my screen. Just give me a minute. Right. So is my screen visible? Right. Perfect. So right, so whoever is feeling like the screen is looking very small, okay, so what you can do is, so on the top you have an chat icon, right? So beside chat, you have an option of close chat, correct? Okay, so if you just click on that close chat, okay, so automatically the screen gets enlarged. Okay, right, so is my voice audible and clear? Can we proceed? I may be troubling with you quite. Yes. Yep. Thank you for the confirmation. Right. So without much delay, I'm just getting into that, right? Okay. So where do we see this year-end process and how do we initiate everything? Correct. Right. That would be the first question that would be striking your head. Okay. So if you just view it on your left-hand side, so you would be having a tab called as time attend. Okay. So if you just view it here, sorry, it's not about the internet. Might be my system is a bit slow today. Correct. So if you are able to view under time attend and leave plan, so if you just click on this, so you would be navigating to the place where you have all your leave plans configured and leave types. Okay, so it's not very mandatory that every company would be having only one single leave plan or a single leave type. Okay, so there would be different leave plans depending upon the work location or the work culture they follow, right? So there would be some leave plans for the senior level management or the junior level management or the probation employees, full-time employees. There would be a number of leave plans. Okay, so again to the leave plans, all the leave plans would not be having the same leave types. Correct. So the leave plans would differ. Sorry, leave types would differ from plan to the plan. Okay. So let's take an example of a general leave plan which we have here. Okay, so here we have this all these leave types which are casual leave, comp off, EL, maternity, paid, special, okay, and annual leave. Correct. Okay, so before initiating the year-end process, I think you are able to wave the step over here, right? So which is year-end process. Okay, so to initiate the year-end process, you need to click on this particular tab, which is year-end process. Okay, So right, so before we begin the year-end process, there are few more steps which need to be taken care. Okay, so right, so here you have a tab called as end of the year. Okay, so what is meant by end of the year? Okay, so the statement itself says, so what happens to the leave balance at the end of the year, right? So what happens to your regular leave balance? What happens to the whatever the balance the employee has at the end of the year? Okay, so for every single leave type, the settings would be different. In case if your policy says all the leaves at the end of the year will get expired, this should be the option that would be visible here. All leaves expire, all leaves expire, all leaves expire. So in case if you have an policy of encashment of all the leaves, whatever respective of the leave balance, so then this would be the option which would be available, which is all leaves paid, right? So in case if you have a carry forward policy of carry forwarding certain number of leaves to the next year, so then this would be the option which is visible, which is all leaves get carry forward. Okay. So before initiating year-end process, if you feel like some settings is missing or for compost it should not get expired, instead it should get carry forwarded. Okay. So if you feel mm, that it should be carry forwarded, okay, and make sure that you make any changes only before the year end process. Okay, you don't make any changes to this leave quota or the accrual because it will affect the current year. The only change that you are supposed to do is for the end of the year. Okay, so you no need to change anything in this quota or the accrual settings. So you just directly need to fly away to the seventh step. Okay, just click on next, next, next. Okay, no need to make any change to the page till 1 to 6. You directly fly to the last page. Okay, so if you just view the settings here, so here it says what happens to the leave balance at the end of the year. Okay, so there you have 5 different options again. So which is all leave balance get expired. Okay, or reset in the sense all leave balance expire, though it is in a negative or it is in a positive way. So let's assume if the balance is -5 also, then the next year he would be getting the 0 as the minimum balance from the previous year. Correct. So that's about the expire or get reset. And the second option is all leave balance get paid to that employee. So that means so the encashment would happen to that employee depending upon the what balance he has. Correct. And all leave balances get carry forwarded to the next year. Okay, so what happens is though the employer has a positive balance or a negative balance, the leave balance would be getting carry forwarded to the next year. Okay, right. So pay first and then carry forward. So these are like some tricky options, which I can say like the fourth option and the fifth option, which are like pay first and then carry forward. So in this setting, what happens is, so again, you would be having one more option, which is leave for payment and carry forward is defined as fixed number of days or percentage of remaining leave. Okay. Again, we have provided these settings only because there would be some companies which would be following as 80% of the leaves will carry forward and 20% we would be paying to that employee. Okay. Right. So there would be asking for 80% would be carry forwarded and 20% would be 20% 20% you would be encashing just that employee. Okay. So in that case, you can select this option, which is a percentage of remaining leave. So, and coming to the fixed number of days, in case if your company policy says there would be like 10 would be carry forwarded and only 5 would be encashed and rest of all the leave balance would get lapsed. Okay. So in case if you follow such settings, right. So if the balance is more than 10 days, I'm taking an example. Okay. Pay up to 5 days and carry forward up to 2 days. Okay. So here what we are doing is, so if the balance for any of the employees 10 days, then you are paying up to 5 days and carry forwarding up to 2 days. Okay. So you may have a question like what happens to the rest of the balance, which is there is 3. Okay, the balance 3 will get lapsed because we are nowhere mentioning we are paying or carry forwarding to those balance. Okay, so you may have a question again, what will happen if the balance is less than 10? Okay, so what happens if the balance is less than 10? Okay, so in less than 10 cases, automatically total leave balance will get lapse. Nothing will get carry forwarded or paid to that employee. Only if the balance is more than 10 or equal to 10, then only we are paying up to 5 to that employee and carry forwarding up to 2. Correct? So in case if you don't have such policy and if you want to have an more convenient to that employee policy such. So then what you can do is if the balance is more than 5 days, then you would be paying up to 2 days and carry forwarding up to 3 days. Okay. Then there is no picture of saying we are getting lapsed any of the leave time. Correct. So then we will be taking one more example. If the balance is more than 8 days, okay, then we would be saying like 4 would be carry forwarded and 4 would be paid to the employee. Okay, so this configuration can be done when it's fixed number of days. Okay, so in case if your company follows any fixed number of days. Okay, so there will be cases where you would be having the percentage of the remaining leave. Okay, so again the first criteria would be the like what is the balance of the employee, right? So here we would be saying balance is more than 8, then pay up to 30% and carry forward up to. So let's take an example of 10. So it would be easy for me as well, right? So then we would be saying pay up to 30% and carry forward up to 70%. Okay. So right. So here what happens is 30% in 10, it would be 3. 3 leaves would be carry forwarded. Sorry, 3 would be paid to that employee and 70%, which is 7 of the leave balance will get carry forwarded to the next year. Okay. So in this percentage settings, you even have 2 more settings, which is restrict maximum payable days up to. Okay. So if you're calculating as a percentage wise, if you're saying it as 30%, okay. So there will be cases where employee would be getting a benefit of X number of use days getting paid to that employee. Okay. So in case if you have a restriction for that as well, so what you can do is so restrict maximum payable days up to, if you say if you want to give maximum up to 7 days, okay. So the employee will not be getting more than 7 days of the balance. Correct. So more than 7 days will not be paid to that employee. Okay. So the percentage wise it gets higher, employee we will the company will not be paying more than 7 days. Okay, coming to the carry forward, right? So since you are giving 70% should be carry forwarded, definitely it's a big number. Okay, so there what you can set a setting is, so if your company policy says only maximum of 10 leaves need to be carry forwarded, 10 days, sorry, 10 days to be carry forwarded. So what happens is, though percentage wise 70% of 15 is more, it's maybe around like 10 or sorry 11 or 12. So what happens is system would be considering only 10 days since you have configured saying that maximum carry forward days are up to only 10. Correct. So that's about the setting part, and coming to the last option, which is carry forward first and then pay remaining. Okay, so this what is this is, first you would be carry forwarding and then paying remaining to that employee after completing the year end process. Correct. So in the first case, you would be paying it in the same month, and then you would be carry forwarding it to the next year. Okay. The setting remains same, only the terminology gets same. Okay. So here also again the same criteria like fixed number of days or percentage of the remaining days. Correct. Okay. So that's about the what happens to the leave balance at the end of the year. So we'll try to see what are the few more options that we have here. Okay. So right, so if calculating leave balance in decimals, do you want to round off for the purpose of payment and carry forward? Okay, so let's assume at the end of the year, there may be cases where the employee would be having, okay, so at the end of the year, there may be cases where employee would be having the leave balance in decimals. Okay, so there may be cases where employees would be having a leave balance in decimals. Okay, 2.75 or 2.87. So it may be they may be having such cases. Okay, so in that case, do you want to round off for the payment or carry forward it, or you want to round off it, or you want to leave it as it is? Okay, so if you don't want to round off, you can select the first option. That round off would be useful for either for the encashment or for the carry forward. Okay, so then if you're talking about the leave balance for the carry round off, then you can round it to nearest or up to, okay, or down to. Okay, so roundest to nearest half day. So what happens is, so if the balance is 2.25, then it would be rounded off to 2. Okay, and if the balance is 2.60, then it will be rounded off to 2.5. Okay, so in case it is a half day or a full day, you can change upon it on your request. Okay, so if it is a full day criteria, then you can select it as, if the balance is 2.25, then you can round it off to. If it is 2.60, then you can round it off to 3, which is the nearest full day. Correct. So rounded up to. Okay, so if it is 2.25, then it would be 3. If it is 2.75, then it will be 3, because we are rounded up to. That means in next full day. Okay, rounded down to, which means previous full day. Okay, so here the balance is 2.25, and nearest past rounded off day is 2. Okay, here the balance is 2.75 and previous number is 2. So though employee having 2.89 or 2.91, if you are saying it as rounded down to, then system will automatically pick the previous number, rounded number. Correct. So that's about the decimal settings. Okay, coming to the next option, which is, does carry forward leave expire after certain days? Okay, so if you're following a carry forward policy, okay, and even for that carry forward, in case if you have a policy saying that these carry forward leaves should get expired after X number of days, select the second option, which is, yes, carry forward leaves will expire after X number of days. Okay, right. Let me just quickly switch back to chat. Are we clear so far? Okay, great, 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 great. Thank you. Right. So, yes, carry forward leave expires in X number of days. Okay. So there may be companies which follows 90 days policy, 120 days policy, or half a year, which is 180 days or 210 days. Okay. So most of the cases I've seen that is 180 days. That means when you complete the half year end cycle, the carry forward will get expired. Okay, so if you have an expiry policy for the carry forward, you can just give your respective number. If it is 90 days or 90 days, 60 days, 30 days, whatever day it is, you can just give it. Okay, and coming to the last setting, which is what happens to the negative balance that may be accumulated for employees who have taken leave beyond their annual quota. Okay, so it is a very rare case that we observe. Okay, so the employer would be holding a negative leave balance in his bucket. Okay, so what happens to the negative leave balance to that employee? Correct. So in that cases, so what you want to do, whether you want to deduct it from the salary or nullify and reset the balance to 0, or carry forward the negative balance to the following year. Okay, so in the first case, which is deduct from the salary, so what happens is, at the end of the year, if you are doing while doing the year end process, if the employer has a negative balance which is zero point 0.5 or zero point 0.6, so if you select the first option, so automatically it gets deducted from the employee salary, so as per your settings. Correct. So in the second option, which is nullify and reset the balance to 0, so what happens is, so though the employee is having a big number like -5 or -10, Okay, I'm talking about the very rare case. Okay, so even in that case, employer would be getting the privilege that company will round off and delete the balance to zero. Okay, and they will completely reset the balance and banish the negative balance whatever he has. Correct. So in the final step, which is carry forward the negative balance to the following year. So what happens is, so the company would be carry forwarding the complete negative balance. So whatever he has, so he would not be able to. The company will completely carry forward it to the next year. Okay, though it is -5. So until he gets some positive balance in the next year, okay, his balance will not be getting in the positive sides. So why comes in the negative balance? So there may be cases you may have a question, why does the balance get captured in the negative? Correct. Right. So what happens is there may be some cases where the employee need an uh, emergency leave, though he doesn't have the balance. Okay. So in such cases, if companies are allowing them to apply for the uh, applying for the ELs or PLs, so whatever it is, if you're allowing the employees to apply though the balance is in though the balance is zero, then automatically the system will allow and they would be able to apply leave, and it automatically goes into the negative stage. Okay, so this should be recovered during the year end process. Correct. And there was one more question like, oh, when it is mm, do we have to work on year end process on 31st? So it's not very mandatory that you have to work only on the 31st. Okay, so there may be cases where employees would be applying on first or second as well. So I suggest from my end to begin the year end process only after your whole organization has applied leaves for the present year, which is 2021. Okay, so what happens is once you complete the year end process, okay, the employees will not be able to apply the leave again for the previous year, which is 2021. Okay, so it's very much mandatory to make sure all your employees have applied for the leaves. Right, so you can change the year-end process from Jan to December in case if you have. First, you need to check like what is the calendar year that you are following. If you want to change, first you need to download the correct leave balance, whatever the employee has, and then you can change that. Okay, what happens is then again it involves uh, carry forward imports as well. It's a very huge task. Okay, can we run the process on 7th? Yeah, you can do that, Pradeep. You can do any day. There was a question like if we can do that on third as well. Yep, we are open to do. There is no such restriction. It changes from company to company, right? So Keka cannot put any cutoff date on that. Okay, so to do any settings for that. And one more question. Let me pick. Where was that? Is it possible to lapse 50% PL and encash rest? Yeah, definitely. You can do that, Anjali. So whatever the thing is that you can lapse and you can encash. So we do have the settings. Can we provide Word file which is mentioned step? Word file which is mentioned step. Can you provide? Actually, you can have the recording. Will global admin be able to apply for leave on behalf of the after complete their in process? But sorry, Sristet. Okay, so what happens is Sristet, so though you complete the after completing the year end process, though you apply for leave, right, then the system gets confused from which leave balance it should get considered, because the year end processing has been done and everything has been completed. So though the employee applies for leave, right, so it will be getting deducted from the present year, which is not at all right for the employee. Correct. And we cannot change the leave balance of the previous year which has got finalized. Right. So are we clear so far? Can we proceed to the year-end process? Like, how do we handle that? So even there wasn't some technical glitch. where the employee count was getting restricted up to 150. I think now our team has increased that count, and all your team members would be able to join. Can you just inform all your team members like who are facing this issue? You can just inform them to rejoin the session. They would be able to do that. So where we can upload the new holiday list. All right. So once Shivangi, once we complete the year-end process, even I'll show you about that, like how you can take care about that. Can employee apply for the leave for Jan 22 without doing year-end process? Yes, they can apply. So there is no such restrictions. Employee cannot apply for the next year. But what happens is balances will not match. So that would be the major concern then. Okay, so there is the setting to allow that employee to apply for the next year. So if you don't want to allow them, so you have a setting for that as well. Okay, it's not like you don't have a setting. So you have a settings to take care of it. Let me just quickly show you that and go back to that steps. Right, so in the first step, leave quota, can an employee apply for leave in the year it is being accrued or credited? So if you just select it as no, so right, so what happens is he will not be able to apply for the next year. So the system will the session. Yep. Rejoin. Option, just don't mind. I rejoined. Yeah. So is my screen visible now? Really sorry for that inconvenience. Right, screen is blank because I have not shared. Right, so is it visible now? Yep, perfect. Right, so I think I've answered the question for the Komal. Right, so we'll go back to the year-end process. Like, how do we do the year-end process? Correct. So once you are fine with the leave setting, so I've just shown you for the one single leave type. So you need to go thoroughly for every single leave type, because one setting will definitely cost you more, because undoing the year-end process will definitely take a huge task for you and us as well. Okay, so it's suggested to take care before you initiate the year-end process. So let me check. Do we process on results? So okay, we'll just take a sample case of this. Okay, so here the year-end calendar. Sorry, the calendar year is from Jan to December. So you may have a question like, how do we identify in our company? How does the leave plan is from Jan to December? Okay, from or April to March. How do we identify that? Okay, so here on the top you can see your calendar year is from Jan to December. Okay, so in some cases it would be from April to March. So by this you would be able to understand if it is from Jan to December or April to March. Okay, so right, so you'll be having an option to click on begin year end process. Okay, so once you click on begin year end process, there would be 4 different steps which need to be taken care. So one is about the pending leave request. Okay, so this is very much important and very basic thing here. Okay, so it's very much important to make sure all your pending leave requests are approved. Okay, so if they are not approved, even a single leave request, your system will not allow you to move to the next step, which is taking an action of the leave balance. Okay, so it's very much mandatory to take an action of the pending leave request. Okay, so there may be cases where you want to reject some leave cases, and there may be some cases where you want to approve them. Okay, so it's not like you will be approving all the leave requests, correct? Okay, there may be cases where you want to reject few as well. Okay, so until and unless you take any action on the leave balances, you would not be able to move to the next step. Okay, so make sure all your leave requests are approved, and inform all your reporting managers to take an action on it. So unless until you take an action on it, you will not be able to move to the next step. That's very much clear on that. Okay, so once you have completed all the pending leave requests, then you would be able to move to the next step, which is leave balance actions. I think we don't have anything here. Just give me a moment. Okay, so this is how it would be visible. Like the particular employee has a paid leave balance. Okay, in this particular leave plan, there is only one leave type, which is paid leave. Okay, the balance is 7, and as per the settings, encashment is being done for 0 days, and carry forward is being done for 0 days, and all the leave balance is getting expired. Okay, there may be cases where the policy is same for all the employees, and there may be few cases where you want to give an exemption for any of the single or two employees, like to carry forward certain leave types. Okay, due to some any genuine reason. So in case if you want to give an encashment for 3 days, okay, sorry, not an encashment, I'll say carry forward. Okay, so I'll say I want to carry forward. Okay, so automatically the 5 will get expired. Okay, what happens is this setting will not be applicable for all the employees, only for certain employees for whom you want to change. You have an option to override. So this itself, the box itself is an override option. So apart from the system generated values, as per your settings, if you want to do anything, so you can just click on the checkbox. Okay, so automatically they would be automatically you would be able to override the whatever the system generated value is. So if I just remove this option, automatically it shows automatically it shows me the system generated value, which is 0. If I just want to override, just click on that, and I'll click on override the value. Correct. Okay, same in the encashment as well. So in case if you want to give your own value, other value of encashment, you can do. System will not accept apart from the balance he has. Both the encash plus carry forward should be equal to the balance what the employee has, and you cannot give more than that the balance the employee has. Both encashment plus carry forward should be equal to the actual balance of the employees. I'm giving the more number, which is encashment is 7 and carry forward is 6, and total sums up to 13, but the exact balance of the employee is 11. So here system will automatically not allow me. So the restriction what we have. Okay. So in case if you want to give the days encashed 4, then what happens is 4 days is being getting encashed and 8 are getting carried forward. Correct. So in this case, so automatically 1 day is getting expired. So that's very much clear in that. Okay. So that's about the second step. Okay. Are we clear so far? Leave types to be carried forwarded. Tina, that you need to configure in the leave plans. I mean leave types. Okay. So in leave types for every single leave type, how do you carry forward? I mean, how do you manage the setting in the final step on the year-end process? So it will capture it accordingly during the year-end process. Okay, so are we clear so far till leave actions? You no need to calculate anything. System will automatically calculate as per your settings. So nothing to be done here manually. So it's just that I'm showing you the overridden value. So in case if you want system to do that, I'll just show you like how does it work. I think you're getting confused in this. Let me just quickly go to that. Okay, so here we have single employee. Okay, since in the last step I mentioned it as all leaves should be get carry forwarded. So that's sorry, all leaves should get expired only with that single reason it's getting expired. I'll just show you by carry forward. Okay. So I'm just mentioning as all leaves get carry forward to the next year. Okay, if not, I'll just select this option. If the balance is more than 0 days, carry forward up to 5 days and pay up to 0 days. I'm not paying anything. Only I want to carry forward is 5 days. Okay, I don't want to carry forward all the leave balances. I want to carry forward only up to 5 days. So I've saved these settings and I'll now go to the year end process. Click on begin year end process. Go to the next step. I'll just remove this. Okay, so maybe there is a glitch. I think the days we have carry forward are up to 5, and the days are which are getting expired are 6, due to which the balance is 11. So as per settings, what happened is 5 are getting carry forwarded and 6 are getting lapsed. So that's how the system will calculate. And so once the leave balance that you have seen under the leave actions, okay. So in case if you have an encashment policy in place, okay, say 2 should be encashed to that employee. Okay, here you can see the carry forward balance is 5. Since we have carry forward, though the employee is having balance more than 0, okay, so then in that such cases we are carry forwarding up to only 5 days, and days to expiry are 6 automatically, because so whatever the balance the employee has which is more than 5, we are lapse. We are doing lapse. Correct. Okay, so in case if you have an encashment policy, I'll just show you that. Okay, so total pay to that employee is being coming is, so in case you have a leave encashment policy. Okay, so as per your leave encashment policy, so the encashment is for 2 days. Okay, and the amount is around 15,000. Okay, so if you want to do the leave encashment, if you want to change the policies in bulk, you can change the policy. So automatically the settings would be captured. Okay, setting, select bulk change. Okay, so when do you want to release this encashment to that employees? So you can select the whichever month you want to process. So whatever month it is, so if you want to process it in the December, you can do it in the December. If you want to do it in the Jan or Feb, you can do it in the Feb. Okay, so if the total balance getting paid to that employee, which is more, if you want to restrict it to some amount like 2,000 and all, so what you can do is you can restrict it to 2,000. Okay, so in case if you don't want to go with the system, if you want to go with the system generated value, so which is INR 200. Okay, so if you want to give your own overridden value, so you can give it as 2,000. Correct. So that's about the encashments how they do. Okay, so if you want to select for employees in bulk, so it's at November, automatically it picks November for all the employees. Correct. So coming to the final step. So once you complete all the 3 steps, which is taking an action on the pending leave request and taking an action on the balance leave actions, which is how many days are getting carry forwarded, how many days are getting encashed. Okay, so how many days are getting lapsed. So you can see it in the second step, and in the third step you can see the encashment settings, like how much is getting paid to that employee, in which month you want to pay, and are you happy with the encashment amount, or if you want to change anything in that for any of the employee, you can do that. Right, so once you are done with this, the final step would be the finalization. Okay, so once the year end process is finalized, it cannot be reverted back and the data cannot be edited. Okay, so you must be double sure before clicking it on yes, because so once you click on yes, you would not be able to change anything here. Okay, since I feel I'm confident, I'm just clicking on yes, the year end processing has been done. Correct. So this is how you do the year end process. So once the year end processing is done, so you would be able to view the status here, like what's the status and how do we view the results. So in the first step, sorry. So in the second step, you would be able to view how many days have encashed and what is the carry forward balance. So in case anytime if you have a doubt like how is this done, you would be able to view all this. Correct. So that's about the year-end process which we were talking till now. Right. So today we have spoke about the year-end process, like how do we begin and what are the steps that need to be taken care. Okay. So as I mentioned in my beginning, like whoever have missed the session. Okay. So it's the first and foremost important step that need to be taken care is to review all the settings of your leave types under each leave plan. So there may be n number of leave plans in your company. Okay, for going into each leave plan, you need to review all the leave types and you need to check like what is the policy says and what is happening to your leave balances to all your employees. Okay, so it is getting carry forwarded or expired or paid to that employee. Okay, so before you click on the steps, it's very much important to check your configurations and clear everything. Once you're confident and you're clear about it, then you can click on the year-end process and click on begin year-end process. Okay. So once you click on begin year-end process, there would be 4 different steps which need to be taken care. So what is taking an action on pending leave request. So here also it is very much clear that without taking any action on the pending leave request, either approve or reject, you would not be able to proceed with the leave balance action because the leave balance action is very much dependent on the pending leave request. So if you are getting approved, it will get deducted from the leave balance. If you are rejecting it, automatically it adds up to the balance to that employee. Correct? So until unless you take an action on this, you will not be able to move the next step. So in the next step, so as per your year-end process settings, whatever you have, so the days encashed and carry forwarded expired will be getting captured. So in case if you're not satisfied with the system generated values, in case if you want to change for any of the employee, so you can just search for that employee and you have an option of overriding the system generated value. Okay. So with this, what happens is, so you would be able to give whatever the number of days you have, but not exceeding to the actual balance to the employee. Correct. So in the next step, you would be having the encashment, like which encashment policy you want to assign and what would be the amount to that employee. Correct. And in which month the payout should be getting happen. Correct. And so once you are done in the final step, you would be finalizing the process. Once you click on finalize, so you would not be able to change anything in that. Right. So are we clear so far? Are we clear about the complete year-end process? So that I'll just show you like how we can import the holiday list for the next financial year. Sorry, next calendar year. Right. So since it's already 4:50, let me just quickly go to that. Right. So the leave plan we have configured is under the leave plans tab, and coming to the holidays, it would be available under the time attend and shifts and holidays. Okay. Coming to time attend and shifts and holidays, there you would be having a tab called as holidays. Correct. Oops, our team has imported for 2024 as well. Great. Correct. So what I'll do, so I'll just delete this, whatever the data we have for the 20. So I think it's very hard now. Okay, right. So if you just check here, there is no leave balance. I'll just try to add one. Add holiday 31st. I'm just giving 31st as an holiday. Okay. So your system will auto capture the 2021 calendar. Okay. So you may have a question like, how do I upload my next calendar year for this? Okay, so here you don't see an option of 2022. How do I capture it, or how do I import, how the system capture the 2022 calendar? So you have many questions in your mind rotating currently. Okay, so how do we capture it as 2022 as shown in this Hyderabad calendar, which is bifurcation between 2021 and 22? Correct. So then what you need to do is, so here you have an option of import holidays. Okay, I'll just share my complete screen so that you would be able to go the Excel as well. I'll just reshare my screen. Just give me a moment. Okay. Right, I have shared you my complete screen. You should be visible. Perfect. Right, so we were talking about right year-end process. Correct. Sorry, holiday list. I'm getting confused. Okay, right. So I'm talking about the import holidays. So if you just want to import holidays for the current next calendar year. So what you need to do is, so you just need to click on import holidays and you need to click on this Excel template. Okay. So once you click on this Excel template, automatically the template gets downloaded. Okay, for sample, we'll try to upload 3 at least. Okay, I'll click on enable editing and I'll say new year and I'm giving the date as 1st Jan 2022 and it's not a floater. So it's very mandatory to select if it is a floater or not. So I'm just saying it as not a floater. Okay. Then I'm just giving Sankranti. Okay. And selecting the date as 14 Jan 2020. Sorry, 2022. And I'm saying I'll be giving this day as a floater and next day 26 Jan. Again I'm selecting as a no. Okay. So if you want you can copy paste the same under the description as well. So in case if you have a different matter for that, so you can just write it down. Correct. So I'll just click on save. I'm done. So my holiday list is ready now. It's ready to get imported. So what I'll do, I'll just directly go to that step. Okay, I'll just click on upload Excel file and I'll click on this import holiday list. So I'll just click on continue and it's complete. That's it. So it's done. So automatically the system will capture my 2022 calendar. So you no need to create anything. So you just need to do one thing, which is import new holiday calendar. Correct. So since I've given the name and the description as the same, so it is getting captured as name and description both are same. So if I just go to my home page, so here I would be able to view. I think this employee is not assigned to the same way. Right. So if I just go to time return and shifts and holidays, since this particular employee, which is global admin, is assigned to this particular leave plan, and we are still in 2020. Okay. So this is for the next calendar year, right? I'll say okay. So if I just quickly go back to my home page, so automatically this calendar year will get captured on my holiday calendar will get captured on the home page. So if I just click on next, so this is my this is how my holiday list will be shown on the home page. Okay, so it will be visible for whole the organization. All the employees would be able to view. So in case if you have a location wise holidays, right? So you can import it location wise. So first what you need to do is you need to create location wise holiday plans like Hyderabad holiday, Hyderabad holiday list, Bangalore holiday list, New York holiday list. So you can create certain D plans and you can import. Correct. So that's about the today's session that we were more concentrating on, which is year-end process and holiday limits. So let me know if you have any questions. I'll try to quickly answer that. So we'll have quick 5-minute session on the year-end process. If you have. Right. So floater is what is a floater? Floater is an optional leave, Sayali. Right. So we'll. So no, Barkha, so you no need to upload anything as an opening balance. So as per your leave plan settings, system will auto capture in the next calendar year. As far as carry forward. Right. Right. So rollback. So there would be very little cases of the rollback. I did not explain about rollback is because I don't want to suggest anyone about the rollback. So that's the main thing that I didn't concentrate on the rollback. So in case if you have a rollback cases, we are happy to assist you on that and support you about the rollback as well. So right. So in rollback, what happens is mm, so rollback can be done and our team will assist, but it will take some time. At least, so first you need to drop an email to our support team, like want to reprocess your leave balances of the employees. But before that, you should download all the leave reports, leave balances report of all the employees, so that it does not get mismatch again when you are doing the year-end process. Okay, first you need to download the leave balance report before initiating the year-end process. And once the year-end processing is done, how can we download reports? There you can do is time it in reports. If you just navigate to that, so there you would be able to get the year-end processing report. Can leave right. So coming back the right. So coming back to the rollback. So first you need to just identify like why you want to do that. So you need to mention that as well, so that even our team is aware why this client has requested. So if you are just clear about it, so you can just drop an email to us. So we'll definitely help you out. But it will take definitely will take some time, around at least 2 working hours to complete it. So once it's ready, we'll let you know. So you can just reinitiate the year-end process. So many questions. Do I need to reassign holiday list? Later, we have separate ones for you, different units. So Ananya, so if you have already created holiday list depending upon the different units, so you no need to create anything again new. So you just need to go to that different units holiday list and you just need to upload that. So definitely everyone would be getting the recording of these sessions to their registered email ID. So it's nothing that getting saved. So you would be getting it to your registered email ID and you would be able to again review it. And even we would be uploading this to our official lead plan, sorry, official YouTube channel, which is Keka HR. And there also you would be able to view this. Maybe by tomorrow it would be available. 2 new leave types to be added. So, right. So there may be certain changes that you want to do to the leave plan, or if you want to add any leave types to the leave plan. So what you need to, it's very much suggested that you need to do anything after the year-end process. So whatever your new policy says, this need to be taken care only once you complete the year-end process, so that it will not affect the previous year leave balance. Okay, so if the employee is new joinee of 2021, leave cycle how, and his privilege leave is not calculated during month leave cycle. Mike, I didn't get your question correctly. Pushpa, please share process. Process. We need to switch from calendar here. Tanupriya, it's a very big process. I suggest to take help of our support executives for that. So rather referring to any document or any session recording to that. So I refer to take help of our support executives. So you can just drop an email and they would be helping you out on that. Uma, definitely you would be getting the recording to your registered email ID. Thank you, Radha. Sorry, thoughts. We have 2 leave types, right? So first you need to create them and then you would be able to add. I'm supposed to update only balance manually for about 50 employees. Varita, what was the question? Right, so adding up the leaf types, I'll just show you once. So right, so there was a question like how do we create a leaf type which is not there? Okay, so there may be standard leaf types like casual or oops. Okay, so all the leaf types would be standard, which are casual, sick, or floater, or paid leave. So in case if you want to create a special leave or birthday leave, okay, so what you need to do is, so you just need to click on, first you need to come on this leave plans and on the leave types. There you can click on add leave type. If you want to keep it as birthday or anniversary leave. So this would be a special category. Yeah. Okay. So if it is a paid leave, okay, so if it is restricted to any gender, restrict to employees having marital status or list of reasons. So you can say list of reason, birthday or a anniversary. Only for this following reasons you would be able to apply leave. So once you're fine with the settings, so you can just click on save. So automatically it gets saved. So right. So this was the leave plan which we have leave type which we have created birthday anniversary leave. So once you complete the year end process, what you need to do is so you just need to click on this three dots and click on assign leave type. Okay, so there you have this assign leave type, and you just need to click on save. So automatically it gets added to this particular leave plan. So I repeat, you click on these three dots, assign leave type, and just select the leave type which you want to assign and click on save. And then it's a very regular step what you do, configure the 7 steps, and then you're ready. I think the above information was helpful for you, Tanupriya. Right. So Aparna, so the employees are not able to view because we are still in 2021, right? So once we complete 2021, then only they would be able to view the holiday calendar of 2022. So that's the main reason of that. Thank you. Thank you so much, Divya. Right, Sayali, if you have any changes in your HR policies, right? So it would be very difficult for you to manage as well. So see, there may be cases. Just give me. Why? Okay, right. So it's not suggestible to make any changes to the leave policy for the complete year. Okay. So what happens is there would be disturbances in the employee leave balance, and you need to answerable to all your employees about the leave balances getting done. Thank you, Meenakshi. Thank you so much. So right, I think Shalu, firstly, congrats for your new startup and coming to your query. So if you want to make it all employee zero, so you can do it from 31st. You're already on 29. So while doing the year end process, so what you need to do is carry forward, put everything as zero, and make everything to lapse. Then nothing will get carry forwarded. Everything would be zero. Right. So Pushpa, what you can do is Pushpa, right? So what you can do is so you need to create 3 different holiday list, which is location wise. Since there was a question about unit as well, right? So different unit wise, you need to create the holiday list. Pele. So you need to create some categories. like Bangalore holiday list or Hyderabad holiday list. You need to create such categories, and then you need to assign them. Right, Akshita Raman. So you would be getting no need to worry about that. So you would be getting the recording of this session to your registered email ID, or else you can also register to our sorry, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is mentioned by our Keka HR in the chat box, which is Keka HR. Okay, so I even just want to thank you everyone. Thanks everyone for making us 500 plus subscribers on our YouTube channel. Without your support, this wasn't possible at all. I know 500 is a very small and a little number. Okay, I think as an HR company, it's a very big number to achieve on this product base. Correct, and without having you, everyone, it was not possible at all. Correct. Right, I would definitely thank everyone for that, making it happen. Even now, you can, if you're not still subscribed, you can just quickly switch back to the YouTube channel, which is KKHR, and there you can view all our recordings. And we'll make sure to continue these webinar sessions in the next year as well. And thank you so much, Divya, for subscribing our YouTube channel. And we'll make sure to have to cover every single module from in the next year. We'll definitely meet in the next year, and thank you so much, everyone, for joining the last session for this calendar year. And happy advance happy new year to everyone. Bye bye. Take care and stay safe. Thank you.